You absolutely did not deserve that. And no one who is engaged with a person who has destructive personality traits or who displays behaviors that are toxic in a relationship deserves it. But the truth is, most of us stay in those kinds of relationships because we don't know what we're looking at. Oftentimes, we don't know what we don't know. If you're back, hi, welcome. If you're new here, welcome for the first time. I'm Gigi, and earlier this year, I wrote a book called Turn the Gas Off, which is a metaphor for understanding how to get out of toxic relationships and how to get out of those patterns when people are treating you in a way that you don't deserve. One of the things that I've seen over the course of my time in the work that I've done is typically 5 different kinds of ways that these people act. The first is that they never seem to take accountability, right? People tell me all the time, well, I don't know why they don't apologize. They never apologize. And typically they don't apologize because they can't apologize. They can't apologize because they can't, or they don't seem to be able to have the capacity to take responsibility or to take accountability for their actions. Which is so ironic because the second thing that I often see is that for people who don't know how to take accountability or who won't take accountability, they are awful critical, often hypercritical. That's why sometimes when you're working with someone with these toxic behaviors or you're in a relationship with someone with these destructive personality types, they seem very self-righteous and very judgmental. So they don't take accountability and then they're very hypercritical of you. The third thing that I've seen is this form of blame shifting. They seem to always want to shift blame. Why? Because they don't know how to take accountability. Somebody's got to be blamed, right? If you didn't do it and I didn't do it, somebody did it. And typically these people who display destructive personality traits, they know or they're very good at placing the blame on you. The fourth thing that I've seen very, very often is a sense of manipulation. I believe that these types of people who display these kinds of behaviors are very often very manipulative. Why? Because they're entitled very often. They feel entitled to what it is that they want. They feel entitled enough not to take responsibility or not to take accountability. They feel entitled to blame other people. They feel entitled to lie. And when that entitlement comes to the surface and when they're constantly not trying to be the bad guy, they manipulate their way out of taking responsibility, or they manipulate their way into getting what they want. Now, before I give you this fifth one, I want to tell you that I am a certified coach. I've been doing this work for a really, really long time, and I have seen these behaviors in 3 ways. One, in my own life. I have to tell you, and I hate to admit it, that I've been in a number of relationships with people like this who have displayed these kinds of destructive personality traits. Number 1. Number 2, as a certified executive coach, and let me say this, I am not a licensed clinical psychologist or psychiatrist. I don't purport to be. Never have I purported to be in my practice. But I have a real coaching practice to which I'm certified, to which I've seen hundreds of clients over the years. And I've seen these same behaviors that I'm sharing with you over and over and over again. And as a certified coach, not as a clinical psychologist or psychiatrist, one of the things that I've seen is that just people with destructive personality traits really do traffic in manipulation. They know how to manipulate you, or they spend a lot of time trying to learn you so that they can manipulate you. And oftentimes that manipulation comes in number 5, gaslighting. Whether they're gaslighting you or making your reality seem different than what the reality is. You know you heard them say a thing. You know you heard them do a thing. And they're denying that they said that thing or did that thing. And worse, most times, they're flipping it around and blaming you, there's the blame shifting again, for imagining something wrong or for being too sensitive or being overly emotional. These are some of the toxic behaviors. And one of the ways that we can do ourselves a service to get out of these relationships is by recognizing the patterns, recognizing the behaviors so that we can call out those patterns, so that we can call out those behaviors, so that we can get away from these people who would want to treat us this way, so we can get out of it. because, like I said, you don't deserve it. If you stayed this long, thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for listening. I'm going to be sharing all kinds of things about all of these kinds of behaviors and more, and sharing with you just how to get out of it and what to do if you are somebody who has seen these things or has recognized these patterns in your own lives and in your own relationships. Everything I share here on this channel is 100% human and 100% mine. I'm so grateful that you've been with me. If you've watched some of the shorts this week, I talked earlier this week about breakups and why breakups don't have to be as hard as they are once we realize that we're not to blame. I want to share more of that stuff with you as we move along. If something here resonated with you, I'm going to ask you to like and subscribe. Please continue to be with me on this journey. I'd love to share more with you. There's much more to come. Take care.